Long time ago, in the high green hills of East Africa, where red earth paths wound between banana groves and thatched homesteads, stood a village that lived by rhythm. Every celebration, every marriage, every rite of passage was guided by the sound of sacred drums. They announced joy, warned of danger, and carried the voices of the people to the ancestors. Kamau was the keeper of those drums. Young, disciplined, and deeply respected, Kamau had been chosen by the elders to play during the most sacred ceremonies. He understood that the drums were not just instruments. They were truth. They did not lie. They did not bless what was wrong. And that was why his hands trembled on the night they fell silent. Kamau loved Muthoni. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and quiet strength. Raised to respect tradition, Muthoni had learned early to hide her questions behind obedience. With Kamau, she felt seen, heard, and valued, not as a future wife chosen by others, but as a person with her own voice. Their love was real, and it was forbidden. Kamau came from humble beginnings. Muthoni did not. The elders had already decided her future. She had been promised to Njuguna, a wealthy and influential man whose cattle filled entire fields and whose voice carried weight in the council. The marriage was meant to secure land, power, and stability. Love was not part of the arrangement. On the night her engagement was announced, the village gathered beneath flickering torchlight. Elders sat in a circle, staffs resting against their knees, as the air filled with anticipation. Kamau was summoned forward to perform the ceremonial drumming that would bless the union. He lifted his hands, and the drums refused to sing. No sound came, not a beat, not a whisper. The crowd froze. Murmurs spread through the darkness. Elders exchanged uneasy glances. Sacred silence fell where celebration was expected. Kamau felt it in his chest before he understood it with his mind. The drums were not broken. They were refusing. Refusing to bless a union built on silence, control, and fear. The elders argued late into the night, their voices sharp with uncertainty. Some claimed it was an omen. Others said it was disrespect. Njuguna stood stiff and humiliated, his authority challenged by something he could not command. Muthoni watched in silence, realizing the truth she had never dared to speak. Tradition protected harmony, but it also protected injustice. As the torches burned low, Kamau stepped forward. He knew that once he spoke, he could lose everything: his place, his future, even his home. But the drums had already spoken for him. Sometimes, when tradition refuses to listen, even sacred things must rebel. And in the silence of that night, the fate of love, power, and truth began to change.